So here we are again with Principal Stovall, and I'm A Squared, the writer with the Blackboard. It's a podcast focusing on education. And here we in the third part of this, I guess you could say, symposium is the resources. And today we're going to be discussing noredink.com. So explain to the viewers, what that website is about.
Yes, sir. So this is one of the more technical aspects of looking at online learning. So as a principal, we are expected to focus quarterly, every half year or so on interim assessments. So the interim assessments kind of let us know where our students are headed towards, what their trajectory is in terms of completing either their standardized tests for state, assessments, or if you're an English language learner, LPAC assessments, things of that nature. And so one thing about No Red Ink is it teaches students, it's an online program that teaches students how to actually look at parts of speech, sentence diagramming, which is kind of a forgotten art in schools right now. What's happened is that comprehension, fluency of being able to read has really been the hallmark and the focal point of any kind of like English language arts instruction right now. And writing has taken its form of just looking at either main ideas, details, character analysis, but we've kind of shifted away from spelling, using like different types of vocabulary, being able to actually create sentences that are more complex. And so it's because we only have a certain amount of time per day to teach your children, right? So of course, something is going to fall off a little bit. So here comes No Red Ink, which is an online program. It gives your child a test. They take the test. It actually scores it for them. They're able to kind of create a online platform for them to work on at their own pace. Mm-hmm. So whatever their test score shows, they start working from there on an online program at their own pace, like I said, and it corrects everything for them, gives them the information that they need to be able to make those correct corrections. And it really supports their learning when they get into like writing assessments. So this is extremely important when you get to third grade, specifically because that's when third graders actually start taking state assessments. And this is actually across the country. But in California, we really want to make sure that students succeed. Of course, we want to make sure that they're able to read correctly, mm-hmm. right? Comprehension, fluency. And as a parent, as all the great parents I know are watching this, you do a lot of work with your kids to be able to read to them and have them read to themselves. But when it comes to the writing component, and when it comes to that curating that ability for that creative writing or even informational writing, sentence structure is really lacking across the board. So I would say No Red Ink would be a great resource, even for teachers who are looking at this, a great resource for any teachers to insert in your small group instruction. But if you're not really getting that homework that you want from your teachers, if you're a parent and you want to give them with a little bit more work to supplement their learning at school, I would definitely say No Red Ink is a great resource. It's also a paid resource too, but there is a beta version, so you can sign up for free. It's not something that you have to pay for. And I used this when I was a teacher at James Madison Park Academy in Sobrani Park in East Oakland. And I used the free version, and I used it during workshop groups for my children, and it seemed to help their writing flourish. So I would definitely plug this resource for parents and teachers as well.
Yeah, that's another great resource, man. I was just, as you was talking, I was listening and looking up the background information. It was founded by a guy who was a high school teacher in Chicago, and he founded it, and he said that he did it to help kids learn the power of the written word. And like we were talking about, in the pre-podcast meeting, I'm saying, like, reading comprehension is huge. Like a lot of people laugh, but that acronym, RIF, reading is fundamental.
Reading is fundamental.
It sets the foundation, so many different areas. So it's very, very important to do, very, very important. So
right, for all you aspiring producers, screenwriters, right? Yeah. You have to have a very good understanding of the command of the English language, exactly. How to write things in quotations, those exclamation points, so that if someone is actually reading a script, that they feel like this is going to be something that's applicable for a TV show, right? We're seeing kid producers like in ABC, you know, the Blackish producers, right? Who are doing remarkable jobs of like really highlighting what's going on in Black life today. And so your children could be these next screenwriters, these producers, but they have to have a good command of the English language. And this is definitely a great resource to be able to help them to do that.
So let me ask you a quick question. I remember you had told me in the last podcast, you know, with Flowcabulary and then, well, no, I'm sorry, with brlinc.org, when you had said that you used to rap. Now, based on, you know what I'm saying, your level of reading comprehension and, you know, having a good vocabulary, how did that help you being, you know, a better rapper? Because, you know, one of my favorite rapper, Sky Zoo, he had, you know, honors in, you know, English classes, advanced placement English classes and things of that nature. And you see why his level of rap is just so high.
Sky high.
So like for young, you know, men and women, you know, young girls and boys that like to rap, that aspire to be a rapper, what would you encourage them to, you know, really focus on their reading and their reading comprehension and, you know, building their vocabulary? Like, what would you say?
Oh, without question. I mean, the content of hip hop, I mean, they've done studies on this that have shown when you're talking about lyrics that come from hip hop, lyrics that come from country music, lyrics that come from R&B, lyrics that come from rock music, hip hop uses, it's an astronomical number of like vocabulary words and like just terms that you don't hear in normal everyday life. And the more you read, the more your content that you can write, it begins to broaden and it begins to blossom. And so as an artist, I would definitely say, and you know, I'm not going to sit up here and say I'm the greatest artist, but I can hold my own on the stage, right? And I can hold my own in open mics. But you definitely want to be able to increase your content, diversify your abilities for different kinds of metaphors, similes, different types of alliteration. You know, all these different terms are part of hip hop. So some of the greats that we all know of, right? Even Bay Area rappers, you know, E40, his wordplay is ridiculous, right? I Am Sue, you know, folks in the South even, they all have a great amount of ability to like increase their content. And you would be surprised at how many rappers actually did really well in English. And who did really well in grades. Now they may not present that out in the mainstream because, of course, you know, the mainstream is mainstream. But when you sit down and you listen to where their backgrounds, they have a great vocabulary because they read a lot, and they have a lot. Of course, they have a lot of knowledge. So I would definitely say reading and continuing to write will increase your ability to flow much better because you're just going to have a wealth of information to state.
Yeah, and another rapper who was in my top 5, who's a very, very intelligent, is Lupe Fiasco. You know what I'm saying?
Lupe,
like
for sure.
Very, very smart dude. Yeah, so this is another great resource. You know, check it out. You know, if you're really serious about giving your child the best chance to succeed in school, which is going to, you know, catapult him into life, is you know, go check out noredink.com, and let us know if you check it out. Let us know what you think. And if you have any questions or, you know, anything, comment, DM us, you know, talk to us. So until next time, shout out to Free Monarchs Clothing Company for sponsoring us, and we want to end it with their slogan: educate and inspire through action. So y'all be safe and smooth. Peace.